All right, so what do you guys think? Keep my 2022 GT or go with a Whippled S650? Let's talk about it. All right, let's do a warm start because I just got home. Not bad. Not nearly as nasty as a cold start, but still sounds good. All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back here to another video. So obviously, you know, based upon that intro, the title, and the thumbnail of this, I've had a lot on my mind with this car, and I don't want to get a glare. All right, right there. I've come to a point with this car, with everything that I've done, and given I know it's not a lot to the car compared to what a lot of you have on yours, but it's basically full bolt on E85 as it stands now. So I've gotten to the point to where, do I throw boost at this thing and or nitrous? Because if I do that, I'm hanging on to the car. Or do I sell it or trade it for a S650 with a Whipple? So that is basically what today is about. Is I want to get opinions from you guys, and I like to talk about this kind of stuff because it kind of helps me process stuff and helps me figure out what I want to do. Even though at the end of the day, it is going to be my decision what I want to do in regards to keeping the car, throwing boost at it. Obviously, as I said, if I do that, I'm keeping the car, or I get rid of it for a S650 with a Whipple. Now, why don't I just keep this and get an S650? Well, because I don't want 3 car payments currently right now, because we're in the process early next year of trying to get into another house. And when you're trying to buy a house, the last thing that anybody should do, that's a financial advisor, will tell you, don't add on extra debt before you buy a house. That's essentially rule number 1. So I'm trying not to add a 3rd car payment, which we've had many times in the past, before we get into another house. But first and foremost, I want you guys to go ahead and do me 2 things. Number 1, drop a like on this video if you haven't yet already. And then 2, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. I would greatly appreciate both of those things. A lot of people might not like it, but that is one thing that is holding me back on starting over again on a car, is the long tube headers and the exhaust on this car. For some people, it might be too loud, too obnoxious. Catless long tubes X-pipe with Course Extremes is what I have. Man, it sounds awesome. It's loud, it's obnoxious, but you know, it's mine and I like it. So drop a comment. Let me know if you guys think it's too loud. I know I wasn't on it a whole lot there, but if you've been following my channel for a while, I've done a lot of hits down in Mexico and a lot of exhaust clips. I think it sounds good. But starting over, buying another car that has, you know, stock, or if I go in with one, as I said, with a Whipple, buying headers again, aftermarket exhaust. I hate starting over on a build. And I get really attached to my car. So for me, it needs to be the right car, the right situation. And I don't like to put a lot of money into a car and then sell the car and flip it, because for me, that's just a waste of money that I spent. I'll just have it for like a little bit and get rid of the car, and then you're, you know, basically starting over again. And I have the windows up because it's October and it's 91 degrees outside. Gotta love Texas. Oh, that sounds good. anyone hasn't gotten an E85 tune on their S550 and or headers, I highly recommend it. It's worth the money. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, S650. So I've made videos in the past talking about it. Like, I've actually, if you've been following my channel for a while, I actually did, when the S650, the 2024s first came out, I actually placed an order on a GT Premium, same spec as this. It was a premium, not performance pack, grab a blue night pony package, essentially the same thing as this is, but, you know, an S650 instead of S550. A week later, I canceled that. The reason being is because, well, you can't tune them, and I wanted a car that I could tune and throw E85 at and all that kind of shit. And I did that before they unlocked ECUs on those cars, because I was like, if I buy this, I want to be able to have a tune on it. And, you know, make it my own, put E85 on it. I know I could go with like a Whipple kit, you know, they get essentially your own canned specific. It's not specific, it's basically just tuned through a Whipple, or like if you went Pro Charger, but you can't, you know, have a tuner like Palm Beach or Lund or whoever add their own mix to it. And that's why I was like, it's not unlocked yet. I don't want to go that route quite yet. But now, obviously, they've been unlocked for a while. E85 tunes, you know, turbo kits, Whipples, basically anything you can get from the S550 is available on the S650s, and so on and so forth. So now, as I said, I've reached the point to where I don't want to throw any more money at this car, like expensive wise, when it comes to like an ESS kit, a Whipple, turbo kit, what have you, and then turn around and flip the car and buy something else. For me, that just isn't something, a route that I want to go down. So if I went that route, I would more than likely do a custom order, because I would want it the exact spec'd out a specific way. I want grab blue night pony package, same thing that my car here has, but have it with a Whipple. You can get them from the Ford dealer, the ones that authorized to do so. Throw a Whipple on it and you have a warranty on it, until you do things that void warranty, obviously, but at least you can have the option to get a Whipple from the factory with a warranty, and they just factor that into the cost of the car. I want to go that route if that's what I did, because I don't want to have to start over completely stock, throw headers at it again, ported manifold, full exhaust, headers, basically the same build I did on this, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I would want it a specific way, have it ordered, throw the supercharger on it, they factor that into the price of the car, and it's all included. And that would be a good starting point to, you know, have a car with 800 something horsepower from the factory on 93, and I could still get a tune, throw E85 at it, you know, run like a mid to high 9 out the box with basically just a Whipple on it. So that's where I'm at, guys. Every so often I get inside my head and I'm like, do I want to continue on? Or if I do, I got to do it before I start throwing a lot more money at the car. Not saying I'm going to do it, because, man, the S550, since I got it, has really grown on me. I had a GT500 before this. I had an S197 GT500. If you've been following my channel for a while, you would know that. But this platform, I love it. It's great. There are things about the S550 that will always be far superior, in my opinion, than what the S650 can offer. You can get a standard analog gauge, or you could go with a digital gauge, S650, you get your iPad screens, obviously, as we all know, and there's no other option. So that, and there's just a few other things about it that I just don't like. The rear end on the S650s I'm not a fan of. Sorry I'm talking loud, the car's on, because it's got the AC on. But I don't like the ass end of the S650s. I think the S550, the rear is just a better flowing look. So there are a few things about the S650 that I'm just not a fan of. Sure, it'll grow on me as it goes, but sometimes I say things to talk my way out of a purchase or talk my way in. That's why I'm making this video for you guys. For those that are watching that have a S650, gone from an S550 to the S650, do you regret it? Are you glad, or you wish you kept it? Let me know, because I'm curious. Like I said, with 2026 with this car is going to be a make or break year. It's going to be, and what I mean by that, let me turn this off. What I mean by that, it's either going to get an ESS kit or nitrous. More than likely, I'm going to go spray first. Probably do like a 150 shot in the factory fuel system on E85. Then once I get a fuel system, I may go an ESS kit and then down the shot of the nitrous and just have that for like a little extra gap insurance. Go from like a 150 shot to like maybe a 100 shot with the ESS kit. I don't know. The nice thing about the nitrous is I could hang on to it if I go with a Whipple or like an ESS kit. So I might go nitrous and a Whipple. So that, oh, sorry, an ESS kit. So, man, that's where I'm at. Having a 10-speed is awesome. My GT500 obviously was a manual, and holding the camera and shifting and all that kind of shit just was not an option. So the head mount was always in place. I wasn't even full throttle. That was maybe 75% throttle because this road's a little bit on the bouncy side. So if this is something that I decide I'm going to dive more into, subscribe if you haven't. I may go out and go take a closer look at some S650s in the area, test drive them again. It's been a while. So that might be coming up the week or two ongoing. The S650s drove nice. They didn't drive bad, but like I said, there's things that I didn't like about them. So that's why I want to go back. You know, sometimes when you drive something 2 or 3 times, sometimes your thought process and opinions can change. So if I continue on going with wanting to get my feet wet with this whole idea, like I said, I may go out and go test drive a couple of them again to see more in depth on if this is something that I choose to pursue. So stay tuned for that. But on the flip side of that, I love my car. This car is awesome. It's fantastic. I don't really want to get rid of the car. Being completely honest, I love the car. For me, getting rid of my GT500 was a very emotional experience. I get really attached to my cars, especially ones I've had for a long time, and I spent a lot on, put a lot of money into them, and created a lot of memories and content. So it's not an easy process for me specifically to move on from a car. But when you have a content channel, a YouTube channel based upon cars and all that stuff, I know you need to learn not to get so attached. And if you want your channel and your business to grow, because that's what it is, it's a business, you need to learn to move on to the next best thing to continue growth. And that's with any business, but is S650 the next best thing? Because essentially it's the same platform as S550, just, you know, sprinkled a few extra shit in there to make it a little bit fancy and add a 6 in front of the 5. I'm not wrong. It's the truth. But on that note, I'm going to conclude and wrap this one up. As I said before, please give me your input. It would be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe, drop a like and a comment. And as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya. Bye.